Hello, dear friends, and welcome back to Nostal Garden. Today, we're going on a heartwarming journey where old, forgotten items get a brand new life in the garden. From chipped teacups to worn-out boots, we'll turn what others might call trash into timeless treasures filled with color, charm, and memories. These ideas are simple, budget-friendly, and full of character, perfect for adding a touch of nostalgia to your outdoor space. So, pour yourself a nice cup of tea, settle into your favorite chair, and stay with us until the very end, because each idea is more delightful than the last, and you won't want to miss a single one. One, teacup flower pots. Remember those chipped teacups tucked away in the cupboard? Don't throw them out. Instead, give them a second life as charming mini flower pots. A sprinkle of soil, a tiny succulent, and suddenly, your morning coffee memories bloom into something new. Place them along a windowsill, or line them on an outdoor table for guests to admire. Every time you water them, you'll be reminded of warm family gatherings and shared conversations over tea. Beauty isn't about perfection, it's about the stories objects carry. 2. Rustic watering can planter. An old watering can, dented and worn, may no longer sprinkle water evenly, but it can still bring life. Fill it with bright geraniums or trailing ivy, and let it sit proudly in your garden corner. The rust and scratches are not flaws, but proof of years spent caring for plants. As you pass by, you'll see not just flowers, but decades of dedication. Guests will smile, sensing the love poured into every detail. By planting flowers in an old watering can, you preserve its purpose, not to water, but to keep beauty alive in a whole new way. 3. Ladder blooms. That old wooden ladder leaning in the shed can rise again, this time as a tiered plant stand. Place potted marigolds on one step, violets on another, and perhaps a fern at the top. The gradual height creates a cascade of color, and the weatherwood adds rustic charm. You'll feel a quiet joy seeing life climb each rung, just as you climb many ladders in life. Each step a memory, each bloom a triumph. No fancy tools are needed, just imagination and a willingness to see beauty where others see waste. 4. Wheelbarrow wonderland. A broken wheelbarrow, too shaky to haul soil, can still carry beauty. Fill it with vibrant petunias or delicate pansies, and position it under a shady tree. Let flowers spill over the sides like a gentle waterfall of color. It's a lovely nod to the garden's working past, while celebrating its present beauty. The wheelbarrow becomes a reminder. Even when our tasks change, we can still bring joy. Friends and neighbors will admire your mobile garden, and maybe be inspired to upcycle something themselves. 5. Tin can lanterns. Empty soup cans can glow again, this time as twinkling garden lanterns. Wash them. Punch small holes in patterns using a hammer and nail, then place tea lights inside. On summer evenings, they'll cast a soft, dancing glow over your flowers and pathways. The gentle light will make your garden feel like a magical retreat. Best of all, you'll remember every meal those cans once held, turning everyday moments into art. It's proof that even the humblest objects can shine again, quite literally. 6. Chair blossoms. If you have an old chair with a missing seat, don't toss it. Turn it into a blooming display. Remove any sharp edges. Place a pot where the seat once was, and fill it with lush flowers. The frame becomes a throne for your plants, making them stand tall and proud. This piece blends rustic charm with natural beauty, perfect for a garden path or front porch. Over time, the wood will weather, adding even more character. It's a wonderful way to honor a chair that once supported you, now holding a little piece of your living garden. 7. Birdcage garden charm. A vintage birdcage, no longer home to feathered friends, can still be a sanctuary, This time for flowers. Fill it with cascading ivy or sweet-smelling lavender, letting tendrils peek through the bars. Hang it from a sturdy branch or place it on a pedestal. The intricate metalwork frames the plants like a living picture. As breezes pass, leaves will sway gently inside, giving the illusion of movement and life. This simple transformation keeps a touch of elegance in your garden while reusing something old. 8 colander hanging planters. That old metal colander, full of little holes, is already halfway to becoming a perfect hanging planter. Line it with moss, fill it with soil, and plant trailing flowers like lobelia or nasturtium. Hang it by its handles from a tree branch or porch beam. Rainwater will drain naturally through the holes, just as it once drained pasta. It's a small, charming reminder of family dinners and the meals you shared. Now, instead of holding food, it holds beauty, another way of nourishing the soul. Sometimes, the simplest kitchen tools can make the most delightful garden surprises. 9 bicycle bloom stand. An old bicycle, too rusty to ride, can pedal straight into your garden's heart. Attach baskets to the front and back, then fill them with colorful flowers. Lean the bike against a fence or under a tree for a whimsical focal point. The wheels may no longer turn, but the bike will still take your imagination for a spin. Each time you see it, you might remember rides to the park, the wind in your hair, and the freedom of youth. Now, it's a joyful sculpture, half memory, half garden, and entirely beautiful. 10 drawer planter delight. Broken dressers may seem useless, but they're drawers and hold more than socks. They can cradle flowers. Remove a drawer, fill it with soil, and plant herbs, succulents, or marigolds. Stack 2 or 3 drawers at different angles for a layered look. The wood's aged patina adds warmth, while the flowers bring life. Place the arrangement on a porch, patio, or tucked into the garden for a surprise burst of charm. Every drawer you plant is a small act of renewal, proof that even when life changes shape, it can still hold something beautiful inside. 11 boot blooms. Those old leather boots, worn thin from years of walking, can take one last journey into your garden. Fill them with soil, tuck in hardy flowers like begonias or daisies, and set them near your porch steps. Over time, the leather will weather beautifully, blending into the natural surroundings. Every glance will remind you of places you've walked, people you've met, and stories you've lived. Now, the boots hold new life, proving that journeys don't have to end. They can simply change direction. 12 chandelier flower cascade. An old chandelier, no longer lighting your dining room, can shine again, this time with flowers. Remove the wiring, place small pots where bulbs once were, and plant trailing blooms like petunias. Hang it from a sturdy tree branch or pergola, letting flowers spill downward like living light. The metal frame, aged by time, adds elegance to your garden. As breezes sway it gently, you'll see both movement and grace. 13 mason jar garden lights. Old mason jars, once home to jams and preserves, can glow gently in your garden at night. Fill each jar with a battery candle or solar light, then hang them from branches or line them along a garden path. When the sun sets, they'll shine like warm fireflies in glass. The jars, once part of family kitchens, now create cozy evenings outdoors. You'll recall summers of canning and winter meals shared with loved ones. It's not just light you're making, it's atmosphere, memory, and a peaceful space where time feels slower and sweeter. 14 suitcase garden scene. A vintage suitcase, no longer fit for travel, can carry beauty instead. Open it, line the bottle with plastic, fill it with soil, and plant a mix of small flowers and herbs. Place it on a garden bench or low table, creating a tiny, portable landscape. The suitcase tells a story of past journeys while holding new life for the future. Guests will smile at its charm, and you may find yourself telling old travel tales as you water it. What once held clothes and keepsakes now holds nature's treasures, a garden you can pack with color. 15. Wine barrel pond. An old wine barrel, split in half, can become a miniature water garden. Line it to hold water, add floating lilies, and perhaps a few goldfish. The gentle sound of water invites peace, while the wooden barrel brings rustic charm. Once used to store fine wine, it now stores something just as precious, tranquility. Place it near a seating area, and you'll have a soothing retreat right in your backyard. The reflection of flowers and sky on the water will remind you that beauty often comes from stillness and care, even in something as humble as a retired barrel. 16. Gutter garden wall. Old rain gutters, removed during home repairs, can become horizontal planters for herbs or flowers. Mount them on a fence or wall, fill with soil, and plant small greens like thyme, mint, or pansies. The tier design makes watering easy and saves ground space. Once used to channel rainwater away, they now channel life into your garden. Their neat rows and bursts of color will make your outdoor walls come alive. This project is perfect for anyone wanting beauty within arm's reach, and it's a gentle reminder that even what's discarded can bring new growth. 18. Glass bottle garden border. Empty glass bottles in all their colors can become a sparkling garden edge. Bury them neck down along a flower bed, creating a colorful fence that catches the sunlight. The bottles once held celebrations, wine at anniversaries, soda at picnics, and now they stand as permanent reminders of joyful days. Their glass glimmers in the sun and glows gently at dusk. It's a beautiful way to keep memories in plain sight while protecting your plants. Every walk to the garden becomes a stroll through past moments, framed by light and color. 20. Lantern terrariums. Old metal lanterns, too rusty for safe candles, can hold miniature gardens instead. Remove the glass panels, fill the base with soil and moss, and plant tiny ferns or succulents inside. Place them on steps, tables, or hang them from low branches. The lantern frames protect the plants while showing them off like living jewels. Once used to light the way on dark nights, they now brighten the day with green life. It's a gentle reminder that purpose can change, but beauty endures, especially when we choose to see it in new ways. And there you have it, 18 beautiful ways to transform everyday garbage into magical garden art. We've seen how an old watering can, a rusty bicycle, or even a pair of boots can become part of a living landscape filled with stories. The magic is in seeing possibilities where others see waste, and in filling our gardens with both flowers and memories. If you enjoyed this little journey, please give this video a like. Subscribe to Nostal Garden for more nostalgic gardening inspiration, and share your own upcycling ideas in the comments below. I'd love to hear what treasures you've brought back to life.